Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman.
I have a Strat and I'm Dave.
He won't leave my Strat alone. It's
I won't.
his favourite new toy.
I literally said to Rob, do you have a Strat? And he was like, I think so. I was like, how do you not know if you own a guitar or
No,
not?
I knew that I owned...
You went rummaging around for like 5 minutes and then just pulled out this beaut.
Let me just clarify the sitch of the uation. So I knew I owned a Strat, but I didn't know if it was here, because I've got 3, 6, about 20 guitars here, a couple out there. But in my storage, I've got like another 80, and then Chapman storage, we've got like 200 or 300.
No,
So-
I moved 20 Chapmans this morning.
Yes, he did.
Did.
Dave does work for Chapman quite a lot.
So if anyone wondered how many Chapman guitars you can fit in the boot, in cases and boxes, in the boot of a hybrid Toyota Auris, or Auris, it's at least 20. So, you know.
You've never played that before, have you?
I haven't, no.
And
It's
this
awesome.
video is not even about that, but it is
It's
a really,
not.
really, it's a custom shop Strat.
It's entirely fitting for today's video though.
It is. So basically, we were talking, as we are oft to do, about travelling to play gigs, because I'm off a lot to, well, this year so far, just for example, and we are in May. I've been to Norway, I've been to Texas, New York, California, Singapore, Korea, Indonesia, Malta. Off to Malta tomorrow. Is there anywhere else? Oh, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh no, did Minnesota? Was that this year?
that was just before Christmas.
Alright, so just the 8 countries. And pretty much every other time I'm popping over, I'm taking a bag, and I like to travel really light. So I have a little bag, throw it on as in luggage, and then on my carry-on, I just take a pedalboard, passport, wallet, headphones in one bag. It bugs the hell out of me if it's a big bag. I just want light, easy, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
I guess you, particularly recently doing your solo stuff, you're doing a lot more blues stuff, which is requiring a different kind of vibe in terms of pedals.
yeah,
Um,
and you don't want stuff to get lost, stolen, broken, set on fire, thrown away, lost, which half of those things have happened to me as well.
yeah. So the objective was, could we build a blues orientated pedalboard that was really small, and in fact actually we've got so much space left on the board that we're using, we could actually use a smaller board if we
You could have a
wanted.
whole other board on
Or
there.
put some more of these pedals on there, but it's all affordable, it all sounds great.
Yeah, and it's all Tone City because they're really affordable. And if
small.
and to be honest, if you lost one, broke one, it got set on fire or stolen, you wouldn't really care. Well, you might care, but not that much.
I think you would care, but it's way better than, you know, losing pedals that cost several £100
Yeah.
for, you know, just a delay or whatever. As good as they are, it's that's a different calibre of problem.
Right. So the quest was, could you build a really cool blues/rock pedalboard for under £200, and would it be great, and could it be really, really small?
Will it blues?
Will it blues?
And will it travel?
Could it be small, cheap, and will it travel?
We've set the amp pretty flat as well, because obviously the idea here is that if you're travelling to another country and you're flying there, you don't want to take an amp head with you, ideally, unless you've got a very small one like the RD. So you're likely to just take your key things like your main guitar and a small pedalboard or selection of pedals to go and do your thing wherever you're going.
A tremendously good point, Dave, because the RD1 is designed to just go in an EasyJet,
Yeah.
you know, overhead.
But obviously a lot of people might not have that,
No.
or whatever, and so the idea is that the sounds that we're going to be getting are
Through a clean.
from the board. So clean. I'm just on the kind of what's a good stock place to start on?
I mean, I like the quacky in between, but whatever you, Dave, this is your tone, man.
Alright,
You do your thing. Nice. And what was your favourite selection of pedalen? Just don't tell them what they are. Just step on them.
It's not all of them.
No.
This isn't all of them.
That's most of them, though.
It is most of them.
such a nice sound.
It is.
It's really, really, really good. And what's really cool is that doesn't sound like an affordable guitar sound.
No.
So let's reveal what we've got on the board. Why don't we go through them one at a time? Let's start with the tiny spring. So the tiny spring is a reverb, but it's more than just a reverb.
Yeah, it's kind of got a slight chorusy effect to it.
It has.
And obviously, because we're going for this bluesy sound, we're not going crazy with any of these pedals.
No, we got to touch this one on, but you could have more if you wanted to.
So this is just to get that room, I guess.
Yeah, so without it. And with it. I very, very much enjoy that effect, and we're hardly using any at all. It's just a hair.
Just a little bit in there.
Hair. Next, we've got the tape machine, which we're not using for like long, crazy delays.
No, it's not for rhythmic stuff. It's what's known as slapback delay.
Yes.
So there's very little, well, there's no repeats, there's just the one kind of repeat.
So what you get is this. Do the tiny spring and the tape machine, here's your kind of bedrock tone. So moving along, we have the compression engine. How are we using that, Dave?
So we've got a pretty slow attack on this. So that basically just means that I'm going to hit a string and the full volume of that note is going to come at you first. And then it's going to start compressing that and bring up the tail a little bit. And then we're also boosting the level just a little bit so that we're hitting our next stage a little bit harder so we get a bit more crunch. So it's good for bringing out lots of percussive elements, but still retaining some kind of dynamic level in between all of your notes, so it still stays nice and punchy.
That was a lot more detail than I was ever expecting. So let me just remove the tape machine and the spring. Give us the bedrock tone and then we'll go back. Compressor. So it's leveling the playing field, flattening it out and making it punchy. Great for rhythm stuff. Yeah. Great for finger picking,
just
articulation.
Brings out all the detail.
Yeah.
And also because we're hitting, turning the level up, we're getting a little bit more of a creamy kind of response from the rest of our chain.
Earlier, while you were playing my guitar for about an hour, after I'd fed him beans and sausages because we're British, you played a really cool finger picking blues thing. Do you remember it? It was down there with like an E chord shape. So what you hear is all the little string picks.
Tune as well.
Oh, it's fine, man. It's that classic, authentic 60s tuning.
Yeah.
So the compressor, as you can hear, brings up the quieter strings in a finger-picking section and levels it all out, which is really nice.
Yes.
So,
indeed.
Now we've got the King of Blues. That's a powerful name.
It is.
It's a strong statement.
At this point, maybe I should pass the guitar.
Okay.
Because that is something that I am not.
While it's up. Well, you are. Now you're a really, really good guitar player, man. You've got all them things iguana.
So, the King of Blues. This is where we're going to get our drive kind of sound.
Yeah.
And the King of Blues has two channels on it, and you can run one into the other. So the idea here is that we've got our clean sound that we can do our compression and our reverb and delay with, and then we can step on the first channel, which gives us just a bit more crunch, a bit more grit, push clean kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And then our second stage, which is going to give us a bit more of that solo boost and make things even more squelchy and filthy.
Yeah, we got it kind of Philip Sacy, didn't we?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the vibe.
We like a bit of the Philip Sacy. Actually, I like a lot of Philip Sacy. So you kind of got almost three kind of gain stages with the compressor, engine A and engine B.
And clean, so four. Four possible tones. About doing chains with and without the compressor as well.
Yeah. Really enjoyable and, I have to say, quite authentic blues tone.
Yeah, it doesn't we're not using anywhere near as much drive, or in fact all the pedals really have got like a lot more ridiculous in them. We could make the delay go on for years and reverb decay forever.
Yes.
And we could add way more gain as well, but I think in terms of getting that kind of blues sound, I think this sounds really, really good.
Well, the question on everybody's lips, Dave, is did we achieve our £200 objective?
Well, I don't actually know this.
He doesn't know this.
I know that the Tone City stuff is very affordable, and that's about all I know. I don't actually even know how much any of them really cost.
Right, well, if you shop in the right place, which obviously is andertons.co.uk, if you're in Europe, then we did. So Tiny Spring is like 48, 49 quid. Tape Machine, same price. That's like 100 quid. King of Blues, £69. Compressor engine is like another 50 quid pedal. Say like 200 quid, roughly.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to add a fuel tank, I think the fuel tank is like another 60 quid. Mm-hmm. But you probably just put batteries in them, or actually no, you can't put batteries in the King of Blues. So, but I think it does come with a power supply. Probably want to check that fact. If you
use the whole sort of daisy chain power thing, you're going to get more noise because it's not isolated power, which particularly with single coils might get really noisy. That's not necessarily a bad thing for blues music because it's probably quite indicative of that genre and year and age and style. But if that is the sort of thing that's going to do your head in, then it's really worth investing in something like the fuel tank, because isolated power is really going to clean up your signal chain and the pedals are going to sound much nicer. Rob, did you find out your facts?
Right, so first fact, fuel tank is actually roughly 100 quid.
As I said, I think it's worth it. It's one of the most important things for me.
Right. Buy 2 or more selector pedals and get a free 5-way power supply. So actually you get a free power supply if you buy 2 or more of these Tone City, King of Blues, or any Tone City pedal. So, but there is a thing saying that it does not work with a 9-volt battery and requires a 9-volt DC power supply not included.
Unless you buy 2 or more.
Yeah.
Which
and I'm in for 60 quid or 50 quid.
We have 4 here anyway.
Probably, yes, right.
So you've even got a spare power supply.
Yes.
For under 200 quid.
Also, and I think this is really important, a lot of people were asking what game I was playing on my phone quite recently, and
Right.
it's this game, Lionheart Darkmoon. Lionheart Darkmoon. It's really good. I've got a really powerful unicorn.
So the only other thing that we haven't really discussed
Is my unicorn.
No, on the pedal board.
Probably the most powerful frost unicorn in the known Lionheart Darkmoon universe.
This is what I deal with.
No, what you have to deal with is when I say to you, Dave Challenge, can you play blues with the biggest plectrum known to man?
It's like the size of my head.
I swear Dave didn't know this was going to happen.
No. I mean, how do you even?
That's really good. I'll have a go. I haven't actually tried.
It's very difficult.
It does look pretty crazy. No accuracy.
I'll tell you what, it's not a look.
You kind of have to forget you're holding a pick the size of your own face,
Yeah.
and then it's all fine. I like to do that. I like to randomly challenge Dave with things to find out if he can manage. He normally always manages. I've been Rob Chapman.
Dave.